Hey, this is Dr. Danyo at North Atlanta Hair Restoration. I'm here again with my friend and mentor, personal trainer, Charlie Morris.
It's a pleasure to be back.
Thank you. So this is a hair restoration talk with Dr. Danyo, and we recently did an episode where we really introduced Charlie.
Yeah.
And he's got such a great life story. He's really had such a massive influence on my life, and we've really kind of gone through life's journey together.
Right.
And the last episode we talked about his journey, and today we're going to flip things around because really I've made major transformations in my life professionally. I started out in physical medicine and rehab and pain management. Actually ran a large inpatient brain injury and trauma rehabilitation center. And I did an interventional pain management fellowship and did outpatient pain management and all sorts of different things like personal training and acupuncture, and moved multiple times. And then kind of had a bad relationship with pain management.
Right.
And we'll talk about that. That culminated into this great practice at North Atlanta Hair Restoration. So Charlie was witness to all that. So
Yeah, it's funny, right? We talk about what wrestling does and how it gives you the backbone to just go through anything in life. And we always joke around and we talk, I says, Doc, I've been around you long enough to watch you be successful at many things and watch you, not be afraid to take on change. You know what I mean? And especially with the family and still focus on success. I guess that's the spirit of the entrepreneur in you, right? You've never been afraid to say, hey, I'm going to do something and see what's going to happen afterwards. When I first met you, you were in the pain management, right? We talked about that, and I watched you go through that whole ordeal, and then.
Well, when you say ordeal, I mean the biggest challenges for me with pain management were really seeing this opioid epidemic unfold,
right.
And we talked so many times about the narcotics, and it was like I felt like I was the only doctor that saw this massive epidemic going on, and everyone else wanted to just shell out the narcotics.
Right. Exactly. And you told me stories about it and the craziness. I remember you said, I have to make a change. And I was like, all right. I remember you added the personal training to it. You was like, you know what? I'm going to give these people an opportunity to strengthen their body and see if that is a next step to leaving that. And then that didn't happen because people are people, right?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with that personal training gym is because it was in a medical office, people assume that it would be covered under insurance, which
Right.
personal training is not. But I can tell you the life transformations that we had in that gym were just awesome. When people finally kind of made a decision to do it.
Right.
That was some of the most fun I had other than hair restoration and doing hair transplantation. Some of the best memories that I've had being a physician.
That's true. And then after that, you went to acupuncture, right?
Well, I added that, yeah.
You added that. I remember. It was like, and you still actually, if my shoulder's out of whack or whatever, you're like, come here, let me see. Let me take care of you.
Does it work?
Yeah, it does actually. But you weren't afraid to add that. You know what I mean? Because that again, that was schooling again, right? You went, you had to take the course, you got into that, and then, you're like, all right, I did that, and then I guess that after that we got into the hair. Was that when the hair restoration started?
Well, I went through different phases. So when I was running the rehabilitation unit, I had an office in Roswell, Georgia, which was closer to the hospital,
Right.
Where I was practicing at North Fulton Regional Hospital. When I left there, I moved my practice up north of there, actually about like 25 miles.
Right.
Stayed there from about 2009 to 2015-ish, but it was really the summer of 2011. I think we talked about a patient that literally threatened my life,
Right.
for pain meds.
For pain meds.
Yeah, and it just really made me say, you know what, I have to make a change.
Right? Because what they, I want my stuff. It's not like you on the mean streets,
Yeah.
fighting for your life. I'm like, we're in
Yeah.
Alpharetta.
But, I appreciate you because all those times you were like, man, you got this. You
Right?
got this.
I watched you put your mind behind it, right? And, shut a business down and still keep on going, right? And still do something great, with yourself. And you've never stopped. And I tell you that all the time. I'm like, Doc, you're an inspiration because you keep going and going and going and here we are.
You got to have fun, right?
Yeah.
The journey, I think, when you look at life in general, people kind of come into your life and out of your life. And those people that kind of stay in your life and become a bedrock, like this guy right here, to really keep giving you that positive energy.
Right.
I tell this to patients a lot. And I gain strength from having an attitude of going on a path to least resistance, not of least resistance. So the difference being a path to least resistance means that you're forging that path,
Right.
that you're looking at past experiences and saying, you know what, I'm not doing that again. That's done. And sometimes it means ending relationships.
Right.
At the same time, it means building up and fostering the ones that are giving you the energy. So the path of least resistance is the complete opposite. You're becoming lazy, not forging a path, and letting kind of the environment affect you. And I think both of us are a testament that strong work, resilience. I mean, you think of COVID.
COVID was an interesting time, right? We didn't know what was going to happen,
Yeah.
but I knew, you still had to make it. And I was fortunate, one, to be in Georgia. Two, my landlord was a good man. It's a good man, right? Roger Daniels, he grouped us together. He was like, we're all going to get through this, right? Figure it out.
But, you weren't training kids. You
No.
weren't training people.
So what's crazy is I had to figure it out. I sold coffee, right? I came up with MF coffee, and I sold T-shirts. And you're like, well, why did you sell coffee and T-shirts? This is why. I realized at the time, everybody was making a GoFund page. Everyone had their hand out. And I realized people don't mind helping you, but they want to see that you are trying to be about something, right? And so I was like, I had something tangible to offer.
Yeah.
It was a shirt, right? And it was a shirt with my picture, with a lucha mask on, and I was like, we need to mask up, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then everyone was home, and I was like, how about you start your day off with some MF coffee? And it was great, I registered with the post office. I registered with the FedEx and all the mail services because it allowed me to sort of kind of keep your doors open for business.
Well, I remember you bought the the fluorescent lamp that would blink and to kill the bacteria.
Everything. It's funny.
Spraying the gym.
I still, to this day, I still spray my mats down to make sure that there's, stuff off. I still have a thermometer inside the gym, and I have one in my wrestling room in case a kid has a fever.
In fact, I bought a thermometer.
That's right. The other thing I did was I sold every piece of equipment I had in my wrestling, in my gym.
Yeah. Right?
Because at the time, people didn't know if they were going to get equipment, and I wasn't scared to let it go. And I sold it, and I became like a mini fitness equipment flipper, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but then you came across, you have all matching equipment, with hoist, which is...
one of the things I wanted to do, I always wanted my gym as a small personal training studio to have a line of equipment. And I was able to flip everything I had and sell it, buy it, sell it, buy it, sell it, buy it, and, you survive.
Yeah.
And I was crazy because we didn't know what was going to happen to the country, and you had to make it.
Well, again, it's kind of a testament to your character and the perseverance. So we were all kind of in that same situation.
Trying to figure it out, man.
Yeah.
And you know, as crazy as it may sound, if you survive COVID and you own the business and you came out on top, then you should be thriving now.
Yeah.
Right? Because that was the hardest times of the country. I was fortunate to have a community behind me, like a wrestling community, where they were wanting to buy shirts and wanting to buy coffee. One of the craziest things that happened, the credit card company,
Yeah.
they came in
Uh-huh.
and they said to me, due to draconian times, you are no longer allowed to accept credit card fees, large fees, any fees. I had people who would come in and say, Charlie, we're going to buy packages from you, help you get through. My wrestling business was on auto draft,
Yeah.
shut down, zero.
Yeah.
$0.
Yes.
All of a sudden you're making money and then the money is gone.
Yeah.
And you're like, how do I get through this?
Well, I came in, we're training with the masks on and all that stuff.
It's crazy. I'll never forget when the credit card company came in and I was devastated because the person who sold me the system just, they just showed up and was like, hey, shut it down. And it hurt me because I was like, what do you mean I can't operate my business?
It's all positive.
Yeah, it
now.
didn't stop me.
Yeah.
It didn't stop me. You find a way.
We'll keep the conversation going, Charlie.
Yes,
I really appreciate you. Hope you guys have enjoyed having Charlie on the podcast. We're going to be kind of delving a little bit more into resilience and positive mindset. We'll get into some of the other things that we kind of believe in. We've got about maybe 3 or 4 more episodes to go. We'll kind of keep them short and informative and entertaining.
Right.
And again, I appreciate everybody out there. And if you're interested in hair restoration, such as hair transplant, or want to be evaluated, you can reach us at nahairrestoration.com. You can also phone us at 678-845-7521. That's our direct line. We are happy to help. And thank you again.
He's the best.